Hello my dear students, welcome to CMI's online classes. In today's class, we are going to start the new chapter from our English grammar, chapter 3, primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliary verbs. That means in today's class, in this video, we are going to understand auxiliary verbs and we will learn how to use these auxiliary verbs correctly in sentences. See, these auxiliary verbs are also called helping verbs. Why? Because they help main verbs in sentences to give meaningful senses. That means auxiliary verbs do not stand alone to give meaningful senses. So they take help of other main verbs or the principal verbs in sentences to give meaningful senses. So let us understand auxiliary verbs with their kinds. See, auxiliary verbs or helping verbs are again classified into two kinds. Auxiliary verbs are again divided into two kinds. They are number one, primary auxiliaries, and number two, modal auxiliaries. See, primary auxiliaries are again divided into three groups. There are three groups of primary auxiliaries that you can see on the screen also. Number one is to be verbs. See, we have a group of to be verbs. To be verbs is a part of primary auxiliary verbs. Okay. See, to be verbs. Why these are called primary auxiliaries? What is difference between the primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries? These primary auxiliaries, like the principal verbs, like the main verbs, these primary auxiliaries also have five different forms that are used differently in different tenses and change according to the number of subject and as referred to the change of time. That means change of tenses. These primary auxiliary verbs change like the main verbs. To use, whenever we use these helping verbs, whether they are primary auxiliaries or modal auxiliaries, with other main verbs to give them meaningful senses in complete sentences, these verbs are called auxiliary verbs. But these primary auxiliaries can even used as the principal verb or can be treated as the principal verb when they show the state of being, when they show the possession of the subject, or when they are used to frame interrogative and negative sentences. So let us discuss how. See, the first group of primary auxiliary is to be verbs. See, to be verbs, there are group of to be verbs which are is, am, are, was and were. These group of primary auxiliary verbs, is, am, are, was and were, are used in sentences alone as principal verb to show the state of being of the subject, like John is a policeman. So here's this group of to be verb. Is used to show the state of being that what is John. John is a policeman. Okay. See, if you see the second example, I am late today. See here, this verb, this group of to be verb am is used here to show the state of being of noun of subject I here, that I is being late here today. Now come to the third example, they were waiting for me. What is the state of being of the subject? They were waiting. Okay. So here in two sentences, number one and number two, these two verbs are used as principal verb. But here in third example, were, this is also the group of to be verb. Here it is used with the main verb. main verb to give a meaningful sense, and here it has also changed the tense. See, here in third example, the group of to be verb is used as the helping verb, but here it stands here it is used as the principal verb. Okay, and in these two sentences these to be verbs show the state of being of subject. Okay, but here it helps the main verb to give a meaningful sense, to make a change of tense. That means here the sentence is in simple past continuous tense. See, is, am, are, was and were. Is, am, are, these three verbs of the group to be verb, these are used in present tense. Is used with singular subject, okay, in present tense. Am is used with I in present tense. Are is used with plural subject in present tense. In the same way, was is used with singular subject in present tense, past tense, okay, both with singular subject and I. Was is used, and were is used when the subject is plural. Understood? Now see here. Now come to the second group of the primary auxiliaries, that is to have verbs. So to have verbs again is divided into its different form. Have, has, had. Have, has, had. Even having is also there. Understood? Have, has, had. These three verbs are used to show the possession when they are used alone as the principal auxiliaries in sentences. Okay, understood? Like, she has a new car. See here to have verbs are used to show the possession. What does the subject possess, or what do the subjects possess? Understood? See here, she has a new scooter. See, has is used here to show the possession of the subject she. They have a new house. See, have is used here to show the possession of the subject they. See, have and has are used in simple present tense, not simple present tense. Have and has are used in present tense. Have is used with plural subject and has is used with singular subject, whereas had is used with both plural and singular subject but in past tense. Ram had an old car. Okay, Ram had an old car. See, the possession in the past. This sentence shows the position of the subject in past. Okay, now come to the another group of this primary auxiliaries, that is to do verbs. To do verbs. Do is in itself an action word, is in itself a main verb, but do can also be used as the helping verb. Okay, they are used as helping verb when they are used to make interrogative of the simple present and simple past tenses, and negative of simple present and simple past tenses. Sentences in simple past and simple present tenses. Like, he likes apples. If you want to change this is in simple present tense, so it can be changed into negative, like he doesn't like apples. Okay, if you want to make it interrogative, again we have to use to do verb as the helping verb. Okay, does he like apples? Like this. See, Anu didn't call me. Anu didn't call me. Okay, see, Anu didn't call me. See, Anu called me. Simple past tense. So negative will become Anu didn't call me. Understood? Otherwise, in interrogative we can write didn't Anu call me, or didn't Anu call you, like this. Understood? Does he come today? Okay, he doesn't come today. Both interrogative and negative sentences from the sentences written in simple past and simple present tenses, we use the group of to do verbs. Okay, now let us again start discussing from the first, the group of to be verbs, is, am, are, was and were. See, is, am, are, was and were are also used, they are used as helping verbs with before. Whenever they are used as the helping verb, they need the main verb before, and when they are used as helping verb with before, then to be verbs, to be plus before, it makes continuous tense, or you can also say progressive tenses. Okay, to be verbs plus before make continuous or progressive tenses. Like we have here, they were raining, they were waiting, they are waiting for me, she is waiting for me, he is waiting for me, like this. Understood? Now to have, whenever we use to have verbs with the main verb is always B3. That means whenever we use to have plus B3, it becomes perfect tenses. Okay, like she has stolen my purse. She has stolen my purse. She has. Has is the helping verb here, plus stolen. Stolen is B3 form of the verb. Understood? So whenever we use to have verbs, after to have verbs, the main verb is always B3. And whenever we use to have verb plus B3 form of the verb, it becomes what? Perfect tenses. Perfect tenses. Understood? Now, to do verbs are only used to make interrogative and negative from the simple past and simple present tenses. Interrogative and negative sentences from the simple present and simple past tenses. They don't make any changes in tenses by as used as helping verbs. Okay, when they are used as helping verb, they make interrogative and negative from simple past and simple present tenses. Now let us discuss about the another kind of auxiliary verbs, that is modal auxiliaries. See, modal auxiliaries, there are so many modal auxiliaries. Some of them I have written here, like can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would. Okay, these 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, these 8 primary auxiliaries are often used auxiliary verbs whenever we write sentences. There are other modal auxiliaries also, like be able to, must, ought to, dare. These are the other modal auxiliary verbs. And whenever we use modal auxiliary verbs, they are always used with the main verb. Without main verb, these modal auxiliaries do not give any meaningful senses. Okay, they do not make any complete meaning. So the complete uses of these modal auxiliaries we will understand in our next video, in the next class. So I hope in this video you have understood the complete use of primary auxiliaries, the groups of primary auxiliary verbs, and how they are used in sentences. I hope this video is very much helpful for you to understand primary auxiliaries, and I have told you that in our next video we will understand the complete uses of modal auxiliaries. So till then, bye bye students.